The camera zooms through a blocky jungle as explosions echo and confetti rains down. Creepers are not just ticking bombs now, but slick reality show hosts, yelling, "Welcome to Chaos Craft." Creeper Edition. Contestants sprint through bizarre challenges, while sneaky creepers plot the next explosive elimination, turning Minecraft into the world's most volatile game show. The mossy, pixelated leaves shiver under the chaotic orchestra of whirring pistons and random TNT blasts, setting the perfect scene for mayhem. Welcome, dear viewers, to a reality so surreal, it's like someone smashed the crafting table and shouted, "Let's make TV." Here in this blocky crossworld, the prize isn't diamonds or enchanted swords, but sweet, sweet survival. And maybe a little viral fame. Contestants. A motley crew pulled from every pixel-breathing corner of Minecraftia. Assemble at the infamous Spawn Plaza. A cubic clearing ringed by towering cliffs of cobblestone and redstone lamps blinking like a neon disco gone awry. They look straight out of an inventory glitch. A zombie in trendy armor, a skeleton with a suspiciously fashionable hood, a blinking Enderman wearing sunglasses, because why not? And our reluctant hero, Steve. Not just Steve the Builder, but Steve the unintentional chaos magnet, suddenly thrust into a world where logic faces off against lunacy. He's still holding his trusty diamond pickaxe, though more out of habit than hope. As the camera pans, Steve blinks, his square eyes betraying both paranoia and what did I get myself into? Clarity. The air crackles with tension and an unsettling soundtrack composed entirely of slime bounces and ghast moans mashed into a catchy remix. Our hosts, the Creepers, usher the contestants forward with melodic fizzes and sharp hisses that, surprisingly, double as hyper-energetic theme tunes. These aren't your garden variety exploders anymore. No, these Creepers sport showmen's top hats and sparkling bow ties. One even brandishes a microphone made from obsidian and redstone dust. Their leader, Sizzle, exudes charisma that's both charming and ominous, his green, pixel-patterned skin glowing with an eerie sparkle under the blinking lanterns swinging overhead. He grins and leans into the camera with a hissy whisper, ready to blow your minds, and maybe your blocks, contestants, to the trial ground. Sizzle croons, triggering a volley of confetti cannons that paint the plaza in lime green paper shards. Contestants exchange nervous glances. It's the first official stage, an obstacle course that's half death trap, half carnival game, and entirely bathed in chaos. The objective: collect 3 golden apples scattered across Terrain Mind to look like a mouthful of TNT sticks, guarded by volcanoes of bubbling lava, with plentiful surprises buried under lush grass blocks, some enchanting, most implosive. As they dash forward, Steve trips over a conveniently placed slime block that bounces him into a pile of exploding fireworks disguised as harmless flowers. The camera zooms in for a slow-motion sequence. Steve's square mouth opens in an yoo-hoo expression as a nearby creeper sneaks behind him, eyes glittering with mischief. But before he can, boom. Not a death blast, but a spectacular, multicolored puff that sprays harmless smoke and gold coins everywhere. Friendly fire, jokes a skeleton contestant who's busy fishing for coins with his trusty elytra wings. Hilarity ensues as a random pig wanders through the confetti storm, wearing a miniature judge's wig, apparently the show's impartial mascot among the contestants. A creeper builder named Lana stands out. She's a tinker with redstone circuits strapped to her forearm like gauntlets. Her plan? Outsmart the creeper hosts by rigging traps that backfire, or so she hopes. Lana's unofficial motto: if you can't blast em, outbuild em. She's already crafted a portable obsidian shield, reflecting glints of sparkling TNT that seem to pulse with a heartbeat of their own. Lana's cautious but fiercely competitive, a perfect storm of creativity and skepticism in this exploding spectacle. Meanwhile, the skeleton, curiously named Bob, has a different approach. Armed with a bow that never misses, mostly because of suspicious cheat code-like perks, Bob struts around with pompous arrogance and an ego bigger than the Ender Dragon. I bow to no one, except maybe the host. And a bit to gravity, he smirks, dramatically firing flaming arrows into floating targets shaped like blocky chickens. His sarcastic taunt, "Try dodging that in your next respawn," echoes as a reminder this show's danger is real. And so is the comedy Endermen, meanwhile, cluster at the edges, whispering through warped dimensions and teleporting between challenges like ninja ghosts. One, affectionately nicknamed Slinky, messes with other contestants by grabbing their items midair and warping them away to Hanosware. When caught, Slinky gives an exaggerated shrug, eyes glowing purple, before vanishing with a mischievous giggle that sounds suspiciously like distorted creeper laughter. Even the Endermen can't resist the chaos. Their tacit approval confirms there's more than fame at stake. There's an unspoken rule. No one is safe, and everyone is a potential liability midway through the chaos. The camera cuts to a backstage feed, a tangled web of vines, levers, and redstone contraptions that control the very ground the contestants run on. Here, the creepers pull the strings with gleeful malice, tittering behind enormous green-cloaked producer consoles. Between sips of suspiciously pixelated energy potions, Sizzle and his henchcreeper co-hosts plot their next explosive twist, plotting eliminations that might send someone flying into a pit of hungry wolves or pinned under a cascade of anvils. Remember, it's all about the kaboom and the ratings. Sizzle cackles, clicking a lever that sends a barrage of TNT blocks raining from the sky onto a random section of the course. Participants become popcorn. Literally back on the trial ground, chaos reaches peak intensity. Lava pools bubble with ominous hissy sounds, forcing contestants to leap across precariously placed platforms that wobble suspiciously. Crafted from slippery ice blocks and sticky honey blocks, of course, so gravitational physics obey Minecraft's most annoying quirks. Lana's shield deflects a thrown fire charge, glimmering just enough to distract Bob, who, in utter disbelief, stumbles into a pit of cotton candy-like sweet berry bushes that slow him down with adorable blocky jams. "I am not Thei's clumsy." He groans, his voice cracking like a broken record, while Steve uses the moment to grab his second golden apple, a shimmering cube emitting a soft, golden glow. As the final seconds tick down, the tension feels almost tangible, pixel dust whirling like a tornado over the digital battlefield. Random explosions and impromptu fireworks mimic nature's own pyrotechnics, broadcasting an insanity that's part survival trial, part party, and part prank war. Contestants who survive limping or laughing make their way toward the gathering spot, a clearing ringed with giant mushrooms, glowing softly in the dimming torchlight. The prize shimmer hovers, 3 sparkling blocks of emerald-labeled victory blocks, representing power, fame, and an Alayaukinat buffet of enchanted food. But only those who survive the next round get close. As Steve stands, battered yet oddly exhilarated, the camera zooms in on his square face. A bead of pixelated sweat drips down his blocky chin, and despite everything, he manages a wry grin. Chaos Craft, Creeper Edition. It's not just a game, it's madness with a crafting table. The jungle explodes in background fireworks once more, confetti spiraling into the night while somewhere, just out of frame, a creeper plots the next blast with gleeful, manic precision. And so, with the contestants assembled, the stage set, and the creepers ticking down to the first big elimination, one question lingers in the pixelated air. Who will craft their survival, and who will explode into Minecraft history? But before we find out, keep your pickaxes ready, your wits sharper, and your distance longer. Because in the world of Chaos Craft, Creeper Edition, the blocks you step on today might just be tomorrow's dynamite. The chaos has only begun. The sun rises over the pixelated plains with a burst of square light, casting long, blocky shadows across the chaotic grounds of Creeper Reality TV headquarters. A sprawling, green-tinted fortress suspiciously shaped like a giant creeper face. Mouth agape, and ready to explode with enthusiasm. The air buzzes with electric tension and the faint scent of TNT, an ironic choice for a peaceful morning. But hey, this is Minecraft chaos incarnate. Around the edge of the fortress, a flurry of blocky dust clouds signal the arrival of our spectacular, completely unhinged contestants, each loaded with quirks, blocks, and questionable survival strategies. Welcome to Explode or Survive, where creepers call the shots, and everyone else tries not to become a human-shaped minecart of disaster. First to burst onto the scene is Steve, our unwitting, classic Minecraft everyman. He stumbles in, brandishing a diamond sword like a rusty spork, eyes wide with the eternal optimism of someone who's never seen a creeper up close. His pixelated eyes blink rapidly, scanning the perimeter, as square dirt from his boots kicks up in rhythmic puff-puffs. Steve's attempts at simple greetings sound more like muffled explosions, thanks to the oversized creeper mask shouting welcome to chaos. Hung behind him, a twitchy villager kid zooms past, her robes fluttering in square swipes, mumbling something about not trusting those green faces. Little does Steve know, half the green faces here are plotting his pixelated downfall for primetime entertainment. Next on the block, literally, is Alex. Sporting a vibrant pink pickaxe and equally colorful attitude, she swaggers in with the confidence of a fox who already knows all the cheat codes, except she doesn't. Alex surveys the arena with a smirk. A block of redstone heart pulses on her chest like a rebellious beacon. She squints at the creeper producers, who shuffle nervously behind awkward barricades of TNT crates. Is this a prank, or am I deadchicken walking? She quips, voice laced with ironic sass. The creepers just hiss and nod, obviously unamused or perhaps amused in their own explosive way. She's a natural queen of bluffing and building, but little does she realize her greatest tool this season will be manipulation, not crafting. Suddenly, the scene flashes to a new arrival that clashes harder than an obsidian pickaxe striking dirt. A fully equipped Enderman named Glitch. Towering above everyone else, his blocky limbs clack like oversized maracas as he nervously tries to resist looking directly at the ominous creeper hosts. A delicate balance, since under this show's twisted rules, eye contact means instant disqualification by spontaneous teleportation into a lava pit. Glitch's teleportation attempts leave comedic gaps in the narrative, pixelated poofs appearing, disappearing, sometimes halfway through a sentence. It's chaos, literally. He mutters, "I swear I'm not spying," before vanishing and reappearing inside a nearby hay bale, flapping wildly out like a misplaced scarecrow. Perfectly normal. As the contestants amass, the landscape behind them is alive with Minecraft's signature blockiness, but heavily stylized with absurd chaos. Towering creeper-shaped palm trees, TNT traps doubling as picnic tables, and pig mobs who apparently signed up thinking this was an elaborate farm simulation and now look deeply regretful. A red parrot lands on Alex's shoulder, offering what sounds suspiciously like an in-game hint. Squawk. Watch out for the fake chests. And the exploding hugs. Meanwhile, a stray tamed wolf skitters too close to the creeper chair that is ominously pulsing with green energy. The chairman's throne, made entirely of smelted creeper spines and cracked obsidian, enter the wildcard. A zombie named Brains who waves a carrot on a stick. Yes, a zombie with a carrot on a stick. Something is undeniably off. He shuffles in with a half-damaged helmet and a goofy grin that looks like someone casually turned the game's horror setting down to adorable. Brains is less about biting and more about brain-teasing. He immediately commissions a map out of dirt blocks with a shaky strategic blueprint titled Operation Explode Less, Survive More, which basically boils down to running like a chicken with pixelated heads, but errors in planning are guaranteed to generate maximum chaos. Brains mutters in slow zombie speak. Brains. Maybe. Not explode today. The creepers overseeing the registrations are busy with clipboards fashioned from slime blocks, nodding periodically but sounding more like faint fizzes and hisses than actual words. One particularly lanky creeper, dubbed Tick for his twitchy tendencies, counts contestants and mutters, 5 minutes to live, or was it survive? Details. Another creeper named Talk, more stoic and serious, holds a clipboard that occasionally sparkles ominously, threatening to detonate if boredom sets in. The synergy between Tick and Talk is awkward but oddly terrifying, especially when they collectively calculate the awkward odds of Steve making it to episode 2 without turning into a mushroom stew. Suddenly, the camera dips low to capture a dramatic lateral entrance. Right on cue, a witch named Hex bursts through a patch of nether wart bushes, brewing potions that fizz in oversized glass bottles strapped to her back. She cackles with a disturbing sweetness, just narrowly avoiding exploding her own cauldron, a vivid splash of purple pixel arrows flying in all directions. Hex immediately brands herself the mischief mage of the season, promising viewers a roller coaster of magical mayhem and potion-related slapstick disasters. Her first words, "Let the chaos commence," potions, pranks, and permanent pixelation. She eyes the creeper judges like a spider sizing up its next meal, or in this case, primetime entertainment fodder dot in the distance. An armored piglin named Grunt snorts as he clinks in heavy golden gear, stomping over with all the grace of a badly coated tank. His role in this twisted show is part warrior, part reluctant contestant turned reluctant judge, mostly because no one explained the rules properly. And now he's stuck in the middle of a TNT minefield of alliances and betrayals. Grunt's gruff grunt echoes across the plains. Me no trust green things, but shiny blocks good. His shiny gold helmet is slightly askew, a subtle indicator that even this battle-hardened piglin might not be ready for the absurdity ahead. The grand assembly completes with a surprise special guest, an enchanted parrot that suddenly squawks, the real twist. The creepers aren't just the hosts, they are the hidden wildcards. Gasps ripple through the Blocky crowd as the narrative tension snaps taut like powered rails on a minecart track. This means every hiss, every twitch, every cryptic green smoke puff isn't just ambience. It's a ticking time bomb of manipulation, sabotage, and explosive plot twists. The contestants blink, or attempt to depending on their mob animations. And the camera zooms rapidly in on Steve's confused face as a nearby creeper winks and mutters, ready to get blown away. Literally dot campfires spark up around the edges of the arena as night descends far too quickly, pixel stars twinkling in exaggerated lowers glory. Suddenly, the creeper hosts gather into a glowing shrink-ray circle in the center, emitting pulses that ripple through the contestants like waves of tension and TNT danger. The contestants exchange nervous glances. Enderman attempts to casually shuffle away, but accidentally teleports directly into the center, causing a comedic chain reaction of forced high-fives capped with awkward teleport poofs. Meanwhile, Steve just squints and asks the question everyone is already pondering. So, when do we start dying? A booming, blocky voice crackles through the sky, unmistakably the creeper showrunner's command. Contestants, build, betray, survive, or else. The words ripple through the landscape like a shockwave, shaking pixelated leaves off oversized trees. Suddenly, the sturdy vines loop around Alex's boots. The zombie loses his carrot, and Grunt's golden helmet slips further askew. A subtle reminder that in this new Minecraft reality, chaos isn't just a feature, it's the law hovering above. A massive scoreboard made out of luminous blocks flickers on, displaying cryptic messages. Diamonds or disaster, traps set, allies betrayed, fuse LENGTHS ticking. The contestants are no longer just figures on a screen. They are pieces in a mad, glittering game engineered by the creepers, built block by block to explode with every possible twisted plot line. And in the shadows, the creeper chair pulses ominously, the hiss of the showrunner underlying every blocky breath. From here, the episode can go anywhere. Alliances forged in lava, betrayals buried under stacks of sand, or Steve possibly, improbably, winning hearts without immediately getting blown to bits. As the camera pans out to an impossibly pixel-perfect sunset that looks both serene and suspiciously volatile, one thing's clear. When Minecraft becomes a chaotic reality show run by creepers, surviving the explosion is just the beginning next time. Alliances will crumble, potions will be poisoned, and Steve might just discover that the biggest threat isn't the creepers lurking outside. It's the ones sitting right next to him. A sharp crack splits the digital dawn, pixelated smoke curling around emerald leaves as the towering obelisk of the chaotic set looms into view, a maddening monolith crowned with flickering TNT blocks blinking like a disco rave gone wrong. At its base, a cacophony of footsteps and hissing creepers heralds the arrival of the contestants, a motley crew of blocky dreamers thrown together by fate, terror, and some very questionable algorithmic matchmaking. Welcome to the chaotic crucible, where Minecraft logic spins off its hinges and reality contests go kaboom. The camera zooms in, jittering with found footage flair, as the contestants stumble through the oversized obsidian gates, squinting into a sky that looks suspiciously like it's made out of glitchy pixels. First up is Bob the Villager, that perpetually suspicious, green-robed merchant with a glare so intense it could trade your soul for an enchanted pickaxe. His nose, a cuboid monument in itself, twitches nervously as he tries to decipher the scribbled contract handed by a creeper-shaped bureaucrat, who hisses welcome to your chaotic karma, and promptly explodes, metaphorically, of course. Mostly. Bob's breath puffs in pixelated clouds, the kind you'd expect before a sprint or a Panasin-juice dash. Around him, players in makeshift armor scurry like sheep chased by a zombie horde, some carrying backpacks bursting with improbable items. A single redstone torch, an enchanted carrot, a suspiciously smelly block of rotten flesh. Somewhere, a skeleton contestant practices his arrow twang, while sneakily eyeing the prize pot with hollow sockets that glow with greed. The sprawling arena behind the gate whirs to life. Towering TNT pillars twitch like nervous reeds in the wind. Piston traps blink with malevolent glee, and the infamous lava lounge steams ominously just out of sight. It's the kind of place where even the creepiest of creepers wouldn't dare lounge, unless, of course, they wanted a tragic yet hilarious exit. A fresh breeze carries tinted pixel dust, shimmering faintly, just enough to hint at the perpetual possibility of unexpected chaos. Birds made of polygonal feathers flap overhead, their chirps glitching mid-note as the environment's soundtrack glitches. Introductory music meets sudden explosion. It's the calm before a magma storm. From the swampy edges emerges our unlikely hero, not with sword or bow, but clutching a crafting table like a security blanket. Meet Gerald the Enderman, tall, lanky, and capable of teleportation, but ironically terrified of failing public speaking challenges. His void-black eyes dart nervously as he adjusts a pixelated tie, almost a rebellion in the blocky fashion code. Not ready, he mumbles, his voice a low, echoey rasp that distorts mysteriously. Teleportation here isn't just movement, it's the ultimate escape tactic or the ultimate betrayal. Better yet, it can backfire spectacularly, sometimes teleporting you not 50 blocks forward, but 50 blocks into a bedrock wall. Always awkward. Gerald looks over the gathered group. His competitors include a diamond-armored warrior humming an epic battle tune and a farmer whose chicken follows him like a shadow in a previous game patch. Suddenly, an earth-shattering boom rattles the arena, a minute too close to comfort. A sneaky pyro creeper named Dash zooms past, tail blasting a thin stream of smoke, his face smeared with mischievous joy and just a hint of regret. He's already broken at least 3 rules. No exploding before formal introductions, no destroying the sacred TNT obelisk, well, technically not yet, and definitely no scaring the villagers. Dash shoots a cheeky grin over his shoulder, muttering rules in this game. Nah, chaos brews best unfiltered. Nearby, A zombie contestant named Larry groans in confusion, clutching a pickaxe upside down as if it were an existential question rather than a tool. His skin is oddly luminescent, perhaps a side effect of a recent patch, or a sign of his rising desperation. Above the melee, a drone-like spider patrol hovers, its 8 pixel eyes glinting red with surveillance protocols gone mildly insane. The spider's multiple legs tap a rhythm on the platform, occasionally spraying harmless but startling cobwebs to encourage cooperation. Contestants flinch comically. No one knows if it's a spy cam for audience ratings or an aggressive game mechanic invented by the creators after one too many complaints. A text bubble overheard from a creeper director, hovering ghost-like above the crowd, sparkles momentarily. Remember, contestants, may the most volatile win. Meanwhile, a cluster of softer contestants huddle by a pixelated pond, a patch of serenity in an otherwise volatile wasteland. Here, the Minecraft sheep whisper bets on who will blow up first. I say that guy with the enchanted bow looks like a ticking time bomb. The bow-wielding archer, a blocky femme fatale named Alina, smirks, tightening her pixel-perfect leather gloves. She's the strategic player, partly because she memorized every single trivia fact about creeper explosions, partly because she once exploded a desert temple just for fun. Alina's icy gaze scans the yard, calculating alliances and timing for dramatic betrayals. Not far off, a small crowd gathers around a makeshift pub constructed from spruce logs and glass panes, a sanctuary named the Nether Noggin, where reality's rules double over in exhaustion. Players sip suspiciously bubbly potions, their effects ranging from slight levitation to sudden uncontrollable dance modes. Oddly, the pub jukebox blares a tune that sounds like a mashup of Ode to Joy and a ghastly remixed techno beat, and the villagers are either delighted or utterly confused. In this chaotic reality, musical taste is as fractured as the terrain. Into this chaotic symphony strides Monty the Creeper, the show's eccentric host and self-proclaimed king of kaboom. His grin is equal parts enthusiastic and slightly unsettling, his voice a bassy hiss that somehow commands respect. He wheels out a flashing scoreboard made entirely from changing redstone lamps, each light flickering faster as the tension ratchets up. Contestants, welcome to the showdown where trust is brittle, TNT is currency, and your biggest enemy might just be your own shadow, or worse, your teammate. His dramatic pause invites a nervous shuffling, and a sheep in the background briefly transforms into a pig, adding to the scene's palpable weirdness. Monty taps a lever, and the scoreboard lights explode into a chaotic pattern of flashing numbers, displaying random stats like explosion meter, friendship fracture ratio, and blocks destroyed per minute. Beneath these stats, a pixelated timer ticks down ominously, each second bringing the world closer to unspeakable chaos, or the next commercial break disguised as a trap door. Monty's hissing laughter fills the air as he assures, may the creepiest, craftiest, most combustibly chaotic contestant take home the prize. Oh, and remember, every block blown is a step closer to glory, or irreparable destruction. The camera pans out to reveal the full cast beneath a giant, hovering creeper-shaped blimp, casting a pixel-perfect shadow that unnervingly resembles a ticking time bomb. Contestants glance up, some cross their digital fingers, others clutch blocky equivalent of Lucky Charms. A piece of coal here, a piece of bread there. Out in the distance, a suspiciously twitchy ender dragon-shaped float gently lifts off, a constant reminder of the looming boss challenge waiting just beyond the horizon. Suddenly, a random TNT block embedded in the ground emits a faint whistle, as if laughing at the gathered chaos. That's your first warning, mutters a skeleton captain, cracking his knuckles and pointing a bony finger toward the horizon. Every second here breeds chaos. Who's going to snap first? Hall explode with rage or reputation. His voice echoes with grim certainty. A nearby zombie grunts, I hear the lava moat's already boiling. Great start. As the sun pixel shifts behind jagged obsidian cliffs, the contestants spread out in waves of suspicion, camaraderie, and strategic paranoia. Some light fires meant as signals, others set traps that might accidentally wind up trapping themselves instead. A constant danger in this blocky theater of dread delight. Meanwhile, Gerald the Enderman finally takes a shaky step forward, planting his crafting table down like a diplomat extending an olive branch, or rather, an oak fence gate. Hesitant alliances begin to form around it, whispered plans and shared glances hinting at a drama only moments from exploding into full-blown chaos. As night's pixelated curtain draws near, the glowing dust from the chaos arena begins to swirl more violently, reflecting not just the setting sun, but the burning anticipation of what's about to unfold. Somewhere, the sound of a creeper's whistle crescendos into a primal call, reminder that in this world, every friendly face could be your final collaborator or your greatest catastrophe. And just when the tension seems almost unbearable, the camera cuts to a fast-moving montage. Dash careening into a pile of props, Larry accidentally chopping down the wrong tree, Alina's bowstring snapping midwin, and Monty gleefully pulling another lever that sends a rogue wall of cookies tumbling into the crowd. The chaos isn't just looming. It's already here, alive and blocky, ready to rewrite the rules with every explosive heartbeat. With the contestants now physically and metaphorically assembled on this tin-fused stage of madness, the true question remains. In a Minecraft world run by creepers, how long before the reality show becomes an absolute explosion of a disaster no one can log out from? As the scoreboard blinks erratically under Monty's sinister welcome, one can't help but wonder, who will survive the first night, and who will just be another crater in this combustible saga? The stage is set, the players are in motion, and the clock ticks not towards safety, but towards spectacular, chaotic infamy. Stay tuned. Because if Part 3 was a gathering storm, Part 4 promises the volcanic eruption. Imagine a cavernous arena carved from obsidian and emerald blocks, lit eerily by flickering redstone torches that sputter with a smoky hiss. The air buzzes with static electricity, charged with anticipation and the unmistakable smell of TNT, which, in this world, is less a weapon and more a seasoning. Welcome to the Grand Coliseum, where Minecraft's most chaotic reality TV show explodes into existence. A production run entirely by the infamous creepers, those hissing green enigmas with trust issues and an explosive temper. Today, the contestants assemble, but don't get comfortable. Comfort is a myth here, like diamonds without a pickaxe or a spider that respects personal space. The camera zooms abruptly to the entrance gate, a towering contraption inscribed with glowing runes that resemble pixelated question marks. It opens with a creak reminiscent of a piston on its last leg, revealing the first contestant. Steve, the all-American Blocky hero, standing frozen and witty-eyed in his iconic blue shirt and purple pants, his pixel face a mask of confusion, sprouting a half-raised wooden sword like an awkward handshake. Behind him, a parade of contenders shuffles in, each more bizarre than the last. The wandering trader llama juggling emeralds, a redstone engineer tapping away at invisible switches embedded in his head, and a mysterious Enderman who keeps glancing nervously at the creeper judges like a cat at a cucumber. The crowd, an unruly mob of zombified villagers and skeletons, roars with pixelated enthusiasm and some enthusiastic bonklittering. Chaotic cheers bounce off the digital walls as the show's host emerges. Captain Creeperius, a manic creeper with an overly enthusiastic grin made of square teeth, glowing eyes flickering like malfunctioning torches. Clad in a TNT vest and wielding a giant remote-looking contraption that suspiciously resembles a detonator, he broadcasts an opening blurb that is as incomprehensible as it is threatening. Welcome, fragile mortals, to the ultimate test of blockwits and explosive endurance. May your inventory be vast and your fuse short. A sudden puff of green smoke wafts across the arena, signaling the start of the violent, yet oddly heartfelt introduction round. Each contestant must present their craziest Minecraft survival skill in no more than 20 seconds, which, naturally, becomes a frenzy of unexpected talents. Steve attempts a basic punch-to-the-zombie maneuver, but is immediately interrupted by a creeper contestant named Sizzle, who demonstrates her patented explode-and-respawn technique, leaving several blocks smoking and confusing Steve in the process. Nearby, the traitor llama tries to impress by juggling his emeralds, and accidentally triggers a hidden pressure plate, causing a nearby piston wall to lurch shut. Narrowly missing him and earning a round of sarcastic zombie moans next up is the Redstone engineer, who stands frozen for a moment before sliding a cleverly concealed lever in his disguise, summoning a surprise contraption of pistons, dispensers, and a chorus of parrots that create a cacophony of squawks, whistles, and explosions of colorful fireworks. The audience gasps and some Endermen cover their eyes, although it's debated if Endermen even have eyes, or what they see when scared. The scene cuts to a close-up on Steve, who whispers to himself, "Well, I just punch things," and the crowd laughs, cheering his clueless charm as if he were a blocky underdog with a heart of gold. Meanwhile, lurking near the lava pit, an old-school skeleton contestant with a crooked bow named Old Bones scans the field with pixel precision, arms twitching and ready to fire. He mutters, "These newfangled crowd-pleasers don't stand a chance." Archery is art, not fireworks. His next move is a perfectly timed arrow shot that clips a floating green slime midair, splattering it spectacularly into visiting chickens who scatter like panic-stricken minecarts on a loose track. The arena erupts into disarray, chickens squawking and slime bouncing, forms an unexpected but hilarious obstacle course backstage. The Enderman contestant, called Shifty, nervously adjusts his teleportation gloves and takes a measured breath. Flickering between here, there, and everywhere in rapid succession, he tries to snap a peace sign with an extra-long arm, only to accidentally pull a creeper's TNT vest off with his teleporting fingers. The vest explodes softly, non-lethal in this universe, but producing a shower of confetti and sparkles, which Shifty manages to wear as an unintentional but oddly fashionable hat. This earns him a smattering of applause and a profoundly confused look from Captain Creeperius, who seems torn between amusement and the instinct to detonate the entire set. As the introductions wind down, the camera sweeps over the audience once more, a surreal amalgam of villager-ston mobs wearing pixelated party hats, with a few creepers on the sidelines taking selfies with their own fuses lit for effect. Tensions ripple as contestants size each other up, and our narrative lens zooms in on Steve again. His wide eyes dart to a blocky pile of TNT crates labeled Challenge Zone, which whispers a silent promise of perils and pandemonium. It dawns on him, the ironic trap. In this world, survival doesn't mean mining diamonds or building castles. It means enduring an endless series of exploding propositions, orchestrated by the very creatures designed to obliterate you. The odds are stacked, the drama is real, and chaos has never looked so perfectly pixelated suddenly. A loud hiss cuts through the hum. A mass of creepers surge forward, brandishing bizarre, makeshift microphones and cardboard signs that read boom or bust. They start bellowing overly dramatic commentary in unison, as if competing in synchronized hissing, their voices a strange symphony of menace and showbiz. Will Steve finally crack under pressure? Can the Redstone engineer ignite the crowd's hearts without blowing up his circuits? And will Shifty's teleporting tricks end in triumph or total pixelated disintegration? Stay tuned for the explosive drama, you blockheads. Steve stabilizes his grip on his wooden sword, cheeks flushed with pixelated sweat. He attempts a nervous smile, but it's part grin, part grimace. Ahead lies chaos disguised as competition, fandom wrapped in firecrackers. Around him, the other contestants are already sizing up their explosive strategies, whether it's mixing potions of confusion or secretly planting friendly traps under the watchful red eyes of the creeper producers. Here, every moment is a ticking fuse, every alliance a potential blast radius, and every smile hides just a little too much menace. And as the sun pixelates down into a hypnotic square sunset palette, glowing dramatically over the black and green Creeper Coliseum skyline, the scene fades with one lingering thought hovering above the blocky mayhem. In a world where creepers call the shots, the only real question is not who will win, but who will survive the